Hello everyone and welcome back to MixBuzz TV mixing and mastering tutorials on YouTube. In this video I want to show you another simple but pretty cool thing that you can do to add some glue and texture to a mix that has a sparse arrangement like this one. For this song, the artist asked me if I could use as an intro a recording of a passing train or train station noises. And while I was doing this intro, I expanded the idea and used trains and train station noises as a glue for the entire song. So I grabbed several recordings of train station noises, mixed them and added them to the track from the beginning to the end. The important thing was automating the level of these background noises to basically create a dynamic texture that the listener doesn't really consciously hear for the entire song, but in my opinion it added so much to this track. It really created the right mood and it glued all the instruments that, as I said, had a very sparse arrangement together. It's funny because when we think about glue, we think mostly about compression, but this is not the first time I did something like this. Actually, when I work on songs that can use something like this, I always do it, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a specific and recognizable noise, like in this case trains and train stations, but it can be actually just noise. I know this is not a new concept, as for example both tape and hardware emulation plugins do have options for adding noise, and while it should be mandatory to be able to turn that off, because I hate the ones in which you can't, it's just stupid, noise can really work as a glue factor for many mixes. Try it, it's pretty cool the effect that you can get, and sometimes it can even solve problems. For example, if you ever had to work on a mix where some tracks were noisy and maybe you received them with the silenced part already, quotes, cleaned up, I'm sure you noticed, especially on vocal tracks, that a little noise comes in before and in between words, and it's very annoying. Well, in those cases, if I can't get rid of the noise, I add noise to the entire track, because it's much better to have a constant flow than to have audible noise coming in and out of a recording. Obviously, a little goes a long way when you add noise, but try this sometimes if you haven't and if you run into problems like this. Our ears get used to what we call white noises, constant flow of noise in the background as opposed to noise that come in and out. When that happens, we do pay attention to it and it's really bad to hear. Instead, if the noise is at a low level, obviously, but constant, our brain gets used to it. Anyways, in this case, it wasn't to solve a problem, but to actually enhance the mix, to glue things together, and let's have a listen to it. So as usual, I'm missing some piece of hardware that I used to mix this song, namely the main vocal compressor, which was an 1176 hardware. I'm missing my drummer 1978 on the drums and some other pieces on the tubas, so bear with me as usual. What you're gonna hear is not exactly like the final mix, but it's gonna be okay for the purpose of this video. So this is a slow ballad, and we have these two tracks here, the blue ones, which are the train station noise that, as you can see from the wave, it goes from the beginning to the end of the song. And then we have this other steam train, is called track here, which pops up in few places. So let's listen to the song really quick.
Ever close within your walls, do you think your eyes protects you? I had a ball and I couldn't keep it. Everything blurs are above everything in the cutting eyes. Slowness of dullness, you should try to feed that. Sooner or later we'll crash down everything.
So you get the idea. The blue tracks is going from the beginning to the end. Let's hear the bits where the steam train track is more apparent.
How much beauty in your taste, my watches keep losing too much time and past. to rest.
Then we have it here too.
Lazy and rock filling, step by step, headed to the.
Okay, so we have the intro sounds, we have these bits here, and the ending. You can see this track here at the bottom. I cut pieces and did fade in and fade outs. But this one here, the train station noise, it goes from the beginning to the end, gluing everything together. Now we're going to listen a couple of spots without them. But before doing that, let's take a look at this one. Just has volume automation. So here at the beginning, it goes out. Simple as that.
Ever close within your world,
It simply fades out. But the one up here has a compressor on it. And the compressor is triggered by the lead vocal. If you take a look at this yellow track here, which is called Vox Sidechain No Out, this track goes nowhere. I'm just using it, sending to my bus 15 as a trigger for this compressor. So the noise of the train station gets triggered by the lead vocal. So they get out of the way when she sings. If we listen to the sidechain,
I had a bowl and
is this yellow track, sidechain vocal, that triggers the compressor. This way, I'm able to keep the background noise, the white noise of the train station for the whole song without it being annoying, without it getting in the way of the lead vocal. And also it dynamically moves with the song, which is what I wanted. I wanted somehow a musical white noise, background noise. Let's hear this bit with and without the noises. Listen to how kind of empty the song sounds without the noises. With the noises. Is obviously the same song, it's a beautiful song, but it has this glue factor when these noises are in, which doesn't have without them. It sounds pretty empty to me without them. Of course, this is just my taste. This is something I did, and I obviously liked it. This just wants to be an idea, inspiration for you to try different things and experiment with something like that for your songs. I thought this was fitting, this one specifically, because of what the artist asked me, which was the train sounds at the intro, and I thought to do something like this, to create this pattern. So again, the bottom one is just cut and paste, fade in and fade out. And this one, instead of automating the volume, I use sidechain compressor. So the vocals is triggering this track, and it doesn't get in the way, and it also moves. Especially in places like this, when the bottom one comes in. it can actually make a very simple and sparsely arranged song very interesting. And use automation, use sidechain compression to move these white noises, these background noises track according to the song. It can be sidechained with everything, the bass, the guitar, the piano. In this case was the vocals, but experiment with it. So this is it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, write it in the comment down below. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button. Join us on Facebook and Twitter. Stay up to date with all the news about the channels, the upcoming videos and series, and enter our giveaways. Please keep supporting MixBuzz TV by sharing the videos and linking the channel on social media, blogs, forums, personal pages. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time.